Holding all the bad actors in the ongoing flood mitigation mess into account entails applying the rule of law and due process enshrined in the slow-grinding wheels of the criminal justice system, which the former president brazenly ignored by way of his extrajudicial methods and putting his political enemies in jail in settling personal scores. A salient point the palace press officer masterfully dished out in her stinging counterpunch against the latest asinine remark from the sitting vice president. This report. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. stood firm that accountability in the alleged anomalous flood control projects will go through the proper process and not resort to extrajudicial killings.
Hindi po naniniwala ang Pangulo sa isang EJK style, walang imbestigahan, libingan ang hantungan. Ang gusto ng Pangulo, due process.
That was Malacanang's rebuttal after Vice President Sara Duterte said that there was no need to wait for the results of the Independent Commission for Infrastructure's investigation before holding those involved in corruption accountable. The Vice President had earlier insisted that the people behind the flood control project anomalies could be made accountable in just one day.
Di po natin alam kung siya po ba ay matagal na nagstay sa isang kuweba at hindi niya nalalaman ang mga nagaganap at hindi niya nalalaman kung ano yung agarang isinasagawa ng ating Pangulo. Siguro po kakailanganin niya na po ng mataas na grado na salamin or kaya hearing aid para madinig niya kung anuman ang lahat ng ginagawa at mga inuutos ng Pangulo sa mga law enforcement agencies, sa mga investigating bodies, kasama na po ang pagbuo ng ICI.
Yesterday, the ICI already convened to pursue those implicated in the flood control projects. The 16,275 complaints received through the Sumbong sa Pangulo website will also be taken up. The Department of Public Works and Highways has dismissed and filed charges against some of its personnel and contractors. The funds of those linked to the anomaly have already been put on hold after the issuance of a freeze order covering more than 100 bank accounts and insurance policies tied to the flood control mess. President Marcos Jr. also slashed 252 billion pesos from the proposed allocation for flood control projects for next year. Palace Press Officer Claire Castro also fired back, saying the Vice President should have submitted her recommendations to her father before, who promised to eradicate corruption within 3 to 6 months, and despite his admission then that he himself was corrupt.
Siguro ito ang dahilan kung bakit hindi rin nasugpo ang korupsyon noong panahon ng nakaraang administrasyon. Dahil umamin mismo ang dating Pangulo na siya mismo ay corrupt. Inamin niyang nagnanakaw siya, pero naubos na. Tanungin natin, may moral ascendancy ba ang Vice Presidente pagdating sa usapin ng korupsyon?
William Theo for the National TV Network for a new and better Philippines.